Hey AMP leaders, I am so excited to be back. I'm glad to see you guys again. I have a lot to cover. I'm going to try to do it as quickly as possible. First thing I want to say is thank you for carrying the torch and doing the hard work while I was out. This is extra hard. It's harder than it's ever been, and you guys are still putting in the hard work to make it happen. So I really appreciate that. Also, to our 8th grade leaders who now have a few weeks off for the summer, thank you for doing everything and for being here, most of you, for all 3 years and for loving your students well through this whole process. So I've heard from quite a few of you that the YouTube videos are just not working, that your students aren't watching them anymore, that they're just over it, the Zoom calls, that they're over it, and I recognize that and I see that. And so I don't think this will fix it, but I think this might make it a little better. I know me and Zeke are going to go through and film our own video. It's going to be about 5 minutes long, just because 20 minutes is too long and no one's watching it anymore. It's broken, so we need to fix it. So they're going to be funnier videos. They're going to be have things that kind of capture their attention and still get the message across. So this week it's going to be kind of a funny little game that we play, but the game is going to tell the story of what we're talking about in this new series about influence. So I want you guys to watch that with your students in screen share at the beginning of your group meeting. Watch it together, and then you guys can go through the questions. Like I said, about 5 minutes long. It should be a lot easier. 2 is we need to rethink what community looks like right now. Just meeting on Sunday mornings or just meeting on Sunday nights or on Tuesday nights or whatever time your group is meeting right now, and that be the only connection they have, isn't enough. It's not working. Most groups have dwindled from 8 to 10 or 10 to 15 down to 2 to 3. Clearly it's broken, so we need to fix it. The biggest thing students want right now is to see their friends. So the Norfolk campus is going to meet off of campus every week or every other week and try to do something fun with their students. We're thinking through what that looks like for us. I know we can't do it as a huge group, but maybe we can do it combining 2 groups or having just you and your group meet off campus and do something. We're trying to work out the kinks of what that looks like, whether we give you guys a budget. I don't know if we have it in the budget to do that, and you guys go do something fun with your group every week. Maybe just get ice cream or go down to the beach and hang out, or something like that. Or if it's going to be tell your students to bring money and you guys just need to get together. But we need to do something to get them together again. They miss their friends. With that, we need to be now more than ever, and I know we were doing it in the beginning, but we need to do it again. We need to call and make personal invites and say, hey, we're doing something different. Here's what we're trying. Here's what we're doing. I really want you to be a part of it. I want to see you again. I want you to see your friends at church again, and let them know that church is still happening and that we miss them and that we want them here. That may not fix everything, but it's at least a step in the right direction. And we'll talk a little bit more about some things that I want to implement to help us maybe refine what we're doing. Second thing is we need to talk about third thing, I don't know, let's talk about reopening and what that looks like. How do we do that well? There's a lot of training that we're going to need to do to reopen. There's a lot of new things we're going to need to implement, new things we're going to need to start doing, and we also want to throw a big party, but we have to figure out how to do that in a different way without games that get them close or keep them touching or pass stuff back and forth. So we need to rethink what a party looks like, and I want your help with that. And then the last thing is I want to put together a brain trust, which is basically just going to be leaders and maybe parents or students thinking through that. Would love your input on that, to work through these things, because I am trying to make these decisions, but I'm not in your small groups. I'm not talking to your students. I'm not hearing from parents like you guys are. Also, you guys are so smart and you have so many different backgrounds and experiences that you're pouring into this. We have people who work at NASA. We have people who are getting degrees in psychology. We have people who work for the courts in our group. We have so many different diverse people with skill sets that I don't have, who are talking to the students and parents, you guys, and I want to hear from you. So as we throw events, as we get together and have community in a different way, I want to hear your input on how we can best do that. So the best way I can figure is just before we do anything new, I want to hear from you guys. So I want to have a group of people. It doesn't have to be all of you. just some of you who are committed and just really want to have more buy-in. I would love to get you together before we do any new events or unroll anything new and talk through how does this work? What does this look like? How can we do it better? So I'm just going to call that a brain trust group. So if you want to be a part of that, shoot me an email. I would love to hear from you. But we're going to hold a meeting soon. I'm going to try to find a time that works for everyone to talk through some of this in more detail. But I wanted to go ahead and get your wheels turning about what these things are going to look like and what they could look like in the future. Begin dreaming so that when we get together and talk through this stuff, you guys already have a little bit of time to process it. So hopefully this wasn't too long. Hopefully it wasn't too much information. If you have any questions, shoot me an email or give me a call. I'd love to talk to you and know how I can help, because I know, like I said, I recognize that what we've been doing is no longer working. So it's time to move in a different direction. But I love you. I'm thankful for you. You guys are awesome. And I appreciate you sticking it out, even though it's a hard time. It's a discouraging time. But you guys are great, and I am so incredibly thankful for your dedication to our students. So I will talk to you guys soon, and we will plan a time to all meet together and work through some of this stuff. So bye, guys.